and welcome to the latest episode of the Uncalled Foursome. If you've been wanting to see the stupid being trounced, you've come to the right place. We've got Jenni Morgan as our special guest tonight, and we are so honored to have her, as we always are. And now on to Glober Mommy.
Welcome, everyone, for another Uncalled For Foursome show. How are y'all doing tonight? We have
Awesome.
Our usual panelists. We have Miss Vishanti. How you doing, Miss Vishanti?
Wonderful. Playing games all day, and I watched the new Godzilla movie finally, so heck yeah.
Oh, sweet, sweet. And anything you have coming up, or just the usual?
So we got some surprises down the line, but that's classified.
Oh, that's right, that's right. That's right. I'm sure Chad has you guys, your lips sealed tight. Okay.
Yes.
Miss SciStrikeling, hello. How are you?
Well, howdy, everybody. I am doing pretty good here. Just premiered my new video about a little bit about an hour ago, and working on some new videos to hopefully come out later this week.
Yeah, you had a nummy snack video earlier, so I suggest you all go watch it if you're hungry.
I did. It was which chip takes the dip, so that was fun.
Yes, exactly.
I have to have a bone to pick with you, though. Doritos
Uh-oh.
are not corn chips. Doritos are corn chips, okay? They're not.
It says on the bag it's a tortilla chip, so.
Tortillas are corn. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We still there?
Don't everybody talk at once now.
I think we might have lost Glober Mommy there.
Mommy, did we lose you?
Can you hear me?
Aha,
Yes.
there we go.
Okay, I think I turned my mic down too much. Miss Crafty, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a bit of a crazy weekend with the silly shills, and I was on Cat's live stream earlier on for members, and I have a new laptop. So I've been playing around with it today, getting my videos sorted. So Challenging Conspiracies is back, and I have a few other bits in the works. And
Great.
other than that, nothing exciting except for goats.
Yes.
We are actually expecting in the next couple of days our last birth of the season. So
Okay.
then birthing is finally over for the year.
And you can at least get your, well, you can't get your, back to normal, but you can at least breathe
I can
easier
sleep
than
again.
them all being, yeah, you can sleep again. Exactly.
I can sleep again.
Yay! And Miss Aimee, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you so much. I'm ready for an exciting show tonight.
Yes, we are.
Ready for all the new shows coming up next week. And also, I have an official high schooler now.
Yes,
No,
as I said, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's super exciting, though.
It is.
having raised 3, I can care. It's really fun.
Exactly. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm looking forward to it. He's got a good team next
Awesome.
year, and thank you. And he can actually stay there for 6 years, so that'll be good
Okay,
too.
cool, cool. That's
So
great.
that'll be, thank you. So that's going to be excellent too. So I'm all
Nice.
excited about that. So
Well, we're ready
have
for
a-
our super chat reader tonight, so make sure he's good and ready to go. Mhm.
he is.
Got any videos you've been working on, or are you still?
Yeah, we're just doing some research on for autism. We're going to be starting that very soon. I'm going to be starting to do some research for the other the other Shills shows and everything like that.
Mhm.
So we've got some great episodes coming up. We've got great people booked, and we're going to have a great time. So
Perfect, perfect.
thank
And now
you.
for our guest tonight. She's been here, 3 times before, I believe? Is that about
Something
right,
like
Miss
that.
Jenny?
Oh,
2 or 3
what,
times?
you're expecting me to count? Let's see, 1, 2. You've reached my limit.
I can't remember now if it was 2 or 3 times you've been on before. But
Yeah,
welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me again. What are we talking about tonight?
We're going to poke fun at people who think they're trying to be funny MGTOWs, but they're really not.
MGTOWs?
MGTOW, men going their own way?
Incel type people?
Yes. Well, yeah.
You do know that I would never date a man even if they paid me, right?
No, I I get it.
Okay. I just thought I'd check in on that. Well, let's go. I love to talk about these guys. They're just so much fun.
Yeah. I try to pick some that were kind of humorous in a way, and a bit cringy. So hopefully we can have some fun with them.
I didn't know they had a comedy division.
Well, I'm hoping it's comedy.
Yes, we're hoping. So far, so good.
So far, so good. So, Bull, why don't you read off those titles for us, and we'll see what we want to pick.
Okay, so number 1, when your friends try to shame you into marriage, MGTOW. Number 2, MGTOW humor, a must. Number 3, mistake while living the MGTOW lifestyle. Number 4, MGTOW is the only way to live, funny stories. Number 5, you don't need to be worthy, you just need to be a chick. Number 6, why men look at women. Number 7, funny MGTOW song. And number 8, I have a funny MGTOW story.
Oh, geez, these sound really interesting.
Yeah, so what do you think we should play first?
Do
you guys, anybody have an idea you want to throw out there?
They all sound so equally thrilling.
How about you don't need to be worthy, you just need to be a chick?
That sounds good.
I think that one's kind of,
I think that's a good starting place.
If you want to be a girl, just be a girl.
That's right.
That's right.
I
Before
love
we do,
being a girl.
That's right. Just got a super chat real quick.
Jenni Morgan for $1.99 said, "Will Matt read this chat too?"
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Thank you so
He's always
much.
watching.
All right, Bull, let's get that one going.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Epiphanies here, and I'm doing a quick review of the female Thor. Now, I know it's a dead talking point at this juncture, but I wanted to speak out about it only because, it says that Thor was unworthy. When I saw that title, I had to just give my 2 cents in, in hindsight or whatever you want to call it. So, let's watch the clip.
Jane.
Sorry, I just needed to make sure you were real. It's been a very strange day.
Oh, I am. Jane, what?
So that's the only part of the clip I want to play, as, the rest of it really isn't all that important. Her excuses for slapping him is that he didn't call. And that, Thor was saying, hey, I had to protect my realm, which is actually a very valid excuse. If you've got superseding responsibilities, you should be able to look after it. So one might ask, why am I bringing this?
Hold on with this for a minute. So this guy is establishing a general wine episode on a movie about a cartoon.
No, he
over rules that don't really exist for
he's
incidents that
mad
never happened.
because Thor is more or less a title now. It's not just the guy's name. So whoever wields the hammer Mjolnir has the power of Thor, and your worthiness is like a statement of character. So there are times when there are people who are able to pick it up and then not able to pick it up based on, the content of their character. So a bunch of guys are mad because Thor is a woman, in addition to also the previous Thor, who still exists, by the way. He didn't die or anything.
I just happened to watch that movie for the first time about 2 weeks ago. I
he's talking.
I didn't see any woman. Thor?
No. Okay, this is the thing. He's using comic book references. He just happened to show a movie clip. He's probably mad that there's going to be a movie version of the female Thor from the comics.
Now,
That's where we're going with this.
Yeah, this was a video that was published 3 years ago, so it is a 3-year-old video.
I see.
Yeah, and by that point, Jane Foster was Thor.
Yeah.
So
Jane Foster. I'm not familiar with
the woman
Jane
that
Foster.
slapped Thor in that clip.
His
The woman
chick,
that slapped
his
Thor,
girlfriend, the
Thor in that
scientist
clip,
lady.
That's Jane Foster.
Oh, Natalie. What her name is?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so she. Oh, I didn't realize that she survived that movie and is turning into Thor.
No. This doesn't have anything to do with the films.
No. This is
Female
he's
Thor
using
is
it
a
as an
thing-
example, basically.
Yeah, female
It has
Thor
nothing to
is
do
a
with
thing that
these.
was only in the comics, and now it's going to be in a movie. It isn't yet.
Oh, okay. Now, is
Yeah.
Iron Man going to be in this too?
Don't know.
How caught up are you on the Marvel movies?
Yeah.
You got a
What-
thing for
what-
No
Robert Downey
spoilers.
Jr.
No spoilers.
Okay, we're not going to spoil, but
do you-
right now
It's been
Marvel
like a
has
year-
nothing
it's
to do
over
with
a
this.
year, like,
this
yeah.
on here. What's going on? This
What do
is
you
just
mean- what
about.
do you-
Yeah, this guy is going to be mad because Thor's a woman and he doesn't want women to do things, apparently. So
What,
Yeah,
what
this
do
has
you
nothing
mean?
to do with Marvel.
What do you mean,
It's just
Marvel movies? What's that?
the Avengers movies on Marvel is a studio, but
Avengers,
let's put that aside.
Patrick McNee, Diana Rigg. Yeah, they were great. It was an old, that British spy show.
Well, we really have just started this video, so we don't know what he is whining about. So let's get back into the video and see. That's exactly what he's kind of commenting and possibly whining about. Okay.
Okay.
Can we get that super chat real quick?
Yes, let's do that super chat. You're right. I'm sorry, Amy.
Yeah.
Got to reel me in sometimes.
Yeah, let me. Kiwisa for 2,000 green one said, a tribute to Matt the Chat the Great.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Matt the Great. Okay. Okay, Bull, let's roll some more of this video.
Up here and now. Well, it's for the specific reason that when you read the Thor comic books or any like comic book that has a strong male protagonist, these things didn't happen. Women weren't able to just walk up and slap Colossus because, he didn't call or he didn't do the dishes. And I think for the most part, that's why I read comic books back in the day. That's why I, would watch like the X-Men TV show, because the struggles were very human and they didn't deal with this irritating, wishy-washy content of someone not calling you back.
Oh,
Well, what's more human? What's more human than washing the dishes and housework? We all have to do it.
does he not have dishes?
That's
Well,
why he
maybe-
reads
maybe
comic
he just
books. That's why he reads
uses
comic
paper
books.
plates.
Okay.
To get out of doing the dishes.
Can I just point out, right?
Yes,
the
go
comic
ahead.
books are primarily the comic books, and I'm a fan of comic books. I grew up with comic books, but comic books are mainly for teenage boys. I mean, too bad, and well, when they were written,
That's why when you find them
Right.
at like rummage sales, the pages are always sticky, right?
right for the comic
Jenny.
books, you can have a two-dimensional character, and that's fine because you're kind of clipping from one scene to the next. For a movie, you can't have a two-dimensional character. You need
Taylor, how long
well-rounded
has it been
characters.
since you've read a comic book?
When those comic books were written, they were written in a two-dimensional way mainly for teenage boys. When they were originally written.
Like, are you talking about like Silver Age, or are you talking about like the 80s and 90s, or?
I'm talking about 80s and 90s.
Okay.
Again, I was a fan of comic books. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it wasn't written for everyone, but predominantly aimed at teenage boys and young men.
Right.
So
Which is a fair
two-dimensional-
point.
A two-dimensional character is somewhat forgivable in a comic book, but you can't get away with that in a movie.
Correct.
Thing is, he's
And that's
not
a fair
really
point,
talking about
Keelan.
movies at this point, though.
No, he's talking about the way men are portrayed in comic books, I guess, is what he's trying to put out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
What he
okay,
said-
I get it.
What
I
he
get it.
said was, in the comic books, you couldn't have a woman come up to Thor and
Correct.
slap him.
Right. So he's going about how they're portrayed, and they're these big old tough guys, and how women didn't come up and slap him in the face, just like Jane Foster did to Thor.
And so this
You know,
is
I'm
like,
just laughing because he's clearly not read the same comics. That
Probably not. Probably not. Nope. Not at all. Not at all.
and so this is because the comic book is on paper and it's flat and it's two-dimensional. In the movie, people can move in and out of space, forward and backwards,
Right. And movies,
show
they
three
tend to,
dimensions.
correct.
But you
try to
need
portray
'em-
people more differently in the movies
More-
than they do in comic books. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need a three-dimensional character. You need a well-rounded character for it
Yeah,
to
they need to be
work in
well-rounded.
cinema.
Yeah. Right.
And it's not about being on a piece of paper. It's like, because comic books
No.
do flesh out characters. They are well-rounded. They do have personalities and struggles, but like in a film, you have to externalize their inner thoughts. You can't just
Correct.
write a thought bubble, you know.
You can't put it in a panel and then just show it on top of a movie screen.
Yeah, you
have
can't
to
have a thought bubble on the
Yeah,
screen. It just
exactly.
doesn't come across the
It
same
doesn't
way.
work that
I
way.
mean, unless you're Deadpool, but that's part of the gag.
Exactly.
See, now,
let's-
see, now Deadpool's kind of cool. Well,
yeah,
no,
Deadpool is
okay.
very cool.
It is.
But we got to get to this
Now.
more because we haven't really gotten into the video to see what he's whining about. But
Sure,
let's
can
get
we
that super chat and then we'll get back to the video. Okay?
Oh my god. No. Kiwis are for 5,000 Korean won. Can you stop sending 5,000 Korean won? Send 2,000 instead?
No,
People slap people for even dumber reasons. In comics. Anyone get my parents are dead reference? Law.
Right?
Thank you very much.
Oh my God, Matt. I love you, Matt.
Batman.
But no. Let Kuyasa send whatever Kuyasa wants to send, okay? Okay. Let's get back to the video and see what more this guy has to say.
So I guess what I'm saying is just the idea that this two-dimensional character with her two-dimensional or even one-dimensional gripes about him not calling her back and not, trusting the character, or should I say trusting her boyfriend for all intents and purposes, and believing and understanding that if he isn't there, that he must have a good reason. But, the idea that the God of Thunder needs to cater to this woman. And when I say woman, I really mean that who is she really compared to the God of Thunder? So comparatively, we have, as I've stated before, the God of Thunder. And when I was watching different reviews on the comic book, I think I went online and I was looking at just one that dealt with the whole comic book, and I was trying to give it a fair shake, and I was reading through it and all of that good stuff. But what is she doing with her time? Is she striving for humanity? Is she striving for the realms of which, the...
Cause.
What?
Okay.
What?
Okay, hold on.
What?
You guys
Yeah.
need to know this if you don't already. My screen name is a character from the Doctor Strange comics. It's a triumvirate of magic gods. Okay, it's the Vishanti. You'll learn about them probably in the next Doctor Strange movie. Anyway, regardless, it's a deep cut. So
Right.
this guy clearly wasn't paying attention in either of the first two Thor films in which Jane Foster appeared, and he has not read the Thor comics because he wouldn't have said dumb shit like that. He's like, what does Jane Foster do with her spare time? Is she working for humanity? Literally, the plot of the whole first movie was her discovering an Einstein-Rosen bridge to another planet.
Yep.
Wait, this guy is sitting in his mommy's basement complaining.
She's a freaking astrophysicist. What?
Complaining and hating comic books and superhero movies, and he's complaining about somebody else, what they're doing with their life.
Right.
What?
Right. And he doesn't realize the first Thor movie was really about Jane Foster, not about Thor.
Yeah, it was.
But,
And if you pay any attention to Marvel lore, both in comic and film, hell, even the comic or cartoons, gods are gods compared to us, but they are actually basically just superpowered aliens.
Pretty much.
So they're not immortal gods who are deities that have lived for all time. Even in Norse mythology, Odin can die and does.
Correct.
So, they just take a long time to age compared to us.
Right.
But yeah, this guy's just mad that women are not,
women aren't little submissive things like they're supposed to be.
Well, I thought Thor,
exactly.
Thor was Norse mythology. That's hard to say.
Norse
When
mythology.
you're really drunk.
The reclusive extrovert just put in inverted commas, but the movies are just feminist propaganda.
Yeah, of course.
Of course they are.
Of course they are, because it took 10 years for us to finally get a female-led movie. Sure.
Yeah. Kuyasa,
Sure, you're
gods
probably
are just pawns to those who sit above in shadow. Ooh, that's deep.
Ooh.
Very deep. Oh my
What
gosh.
What do
But
you think this
yes.
guy will say if the female Thor in the movies has better ratings than the male Thor?
I will laugh really hard.
Yes. Oh
That would be
yes.
awesome.
Talk about
That
gods
would
and
be very
sitting
awesome.
above.
And
You
that's
need to
not
stop
because I
talking
don't
about
like
me.
Chris Hemsworth and the Thor movies. They're really good. I just think that would be funny.
Yes, exactly. Very. Bull, do you want to say something?
I was just gonna tell you all to stop talking about me sitting above the gods, etc.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, yeah. What about Bull?
Bull
Hashtag
is
what about
God.
Bull?
Bull is God.
Hashtag Bull is God. That's right.
I question the choice of Natalie whatever.
Portman.
Portman.
Portman,
Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
Portman for a lady Thor. I would think Sigourney Weaver would be like much tougher.
I mean, Sigourney Weaver.
I
You
don't
have
think
to
she
buy
was the right
Sigourney
age
Weaver.
for that character, though. That's why.
Yeah,
They,
I mean,
yeah, she's got
the age range comparatively, like Natalie Portman's not like 20 or anything, but she needed to be both old enough to be believable as an astrophysicist,
Right.
but also not like close to the age that you perceive Thor's mom to be, because Renee Russo was obviously in that as well, and she's
Yes.
cut in the middle of that. So I
Mhm.
love her.
Yes, I know, huh? All right, shall we continue?
She could have kicked that guy's ass. It was just, she let him win because the writer said
Also,
so.
I will go ahead and just give you guys a little bit of Marvel history here because it's going to be relevant. One of the things that happened in the time that Jane Foster was able to pick up the hammer and wield the power of Thor, she was going through chemotherapy, which is why they didn't believe that it was her at first. So she
gotcha.
kind of like went underground for a while. She was getting sick. She had cancer and she was going through chemo. And then, long story short, she's able to pick it up and she gets like Thor powers. So,
Wait, was that
okay.
in the was that in the Thor movie too?
again,
I
that's
missed something?
comic. That's comic.
Oh.
Yeah.
God, it's so hard to keep these separated.
Yeah, I know it is difficult. It's difficult, but let's go ahead and continue with this and see where he's going with this. But let's see how much further he's going. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Bull. Let's continue.
Weapon Mjolnir comes from. No. She's attacking these demon-like creatures for calling her a feminist and adding negative connotation to it. And the crazy thing is this idea that these creatures that literally come from a different planet, literally come from a different realm, why would they have any 2 cents on concepts that are wholly humanic, like, feminism, MRAs, and Israel, and red pill knowledge? Like, why would they care about that? They live in a world where if they don't like somebody or a foe steps to them, they literally would just kill them and then say, well, it's a code of honor. I came out victorious.
Is this guy aware of that what's that name of that planet again?
Asgard?
Asgard?
Yeah, Asgard. They have the internet, don't they?
No.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure Valhalla has internet. Okay. Pretty sure.
Valhalla, you think Valhalla does?
Thank you, Bull. I appreciate it.
His whole thing is like
I got you. Go now. Okay.
the whole
I got
point
you now, Jenny.
of Marvel in comic form and film form, both of them are showing human struggles, human emotions that extend throughout the universe.
Right.
Every creature can feel love. Every creature can feel anger. Every creature can feel fear. You don't have to be a human being to be able to feel any of those things. So when you talk about Thor, this guy wants him to be like some unattainable idea of a deity, and why would he even
Right.
interact with humans and come down to our level? Like, he has emotions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
He has emotions. He's fallen in love with people. Some of them are Asgardian, presumed immortals. Some of them are humans. It's a thing.
And if you watch the first movie, the whole thing is at the beginning he is like that. He's very detached, and it's only by his interactions with different creatures and different beings, because he's forced to, that he actually changes his mind and his opinion.
And this guy wasn't paying attention to the film either, because the reason Thor was shot down to Earth and had his butt kicked is because he went leaping into battle without even trying diplomacy. So like
Yeah.
this guy's all like, yeah, you should step to people who threaten you and you should fight them off and be violent.
Yeah.
And literally
Yeah.
that's why Odin threw him out.
Too true. Too true.
Because there's a time for fighting, and there's a time for diplomacy, and Thor was like, screw diplomacy, we must fight all the time.
Yeah, he just
That
wanted
just
to fight
didn't
all
cut
the
it.
time and go off and be
Okay.
like Herbie.
So what I'm learning here is that despite his superpower nature, which is really just part of his normal life on Asgard because they're just a different planet and different species, that they have all these human emotions and stuff too, and pretty much are just like us in all those other dimensions, which begs the question, does that mean that Thor could have, say, emotionally triggered impotence?
If you think about it, probably.
Maybe that's what this guy's upset about.
What Loki's story is sometimes because he's very jealous.
Are you
Very
trying to
jealous.
say the gods have performance anxiety? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, Dick Dawson says this guy's only problem is the fucking hard on he gets when Thor is on screen.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm understanding this.
Sums it up pretty well.
Oh my god.
Mipid69 said, Dick Dawson, if I was a guy, I'd get a hard-on for Thor, lol.
I mean, beefcake. Let's be real.
Which
Yes,
Thor?
that's
Lady,
true.
Lady Thor?
Oh,
Both of them.
we
Both?
have a super chat, Matt. We have a super chat that is, I think, especially for you. I think you need to read that.
Lisa wins the internet.
Amy?
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay.
He's coming.
I think that's designed for him. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but, you know.
Kiwisa for 5,000 Korean won said, "Hey Matt, 5,000 South Korean won, 5,000 Korean won, 5,000 Korean won, 5,000 Korean won, 5,000 Korean won."
No, you have to
Ha,
say it
ha, ha,
properly. You have to say it properly.
Thank you very much.
How about 2,000 Korean won? 2,000
No.
Korean won, 2,000 Korean won, 2,000 Korean won, 2,000 Korean won, 2,000 Korean won. Ha ha. Get it? Get it, Kiwisa?
Oh, we love you, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's too funny. Okay.
Yes,
Shall we
Jen,
get to
there's
watch some more of the video, or do anybody else have anything they
Oh,
else want to say before we head
the
on
whole
to it?
part of these Marvel characters is that they struggle with the same things that we do as humans. So they go through love and jealousy and loss and victories and defeats and
Right.
all of those things. The life
Right.
experience, just in a different location, basically.
And they have their baggage too, just like we do. So
I'd like to see a little more. I'd like to see that picture of Lady Thor again. She was pretty hot. I mean, for a comic, for
a comic. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's, just a comic.
No judgment here.
Yes, no judgment. All right, let's continue with the video, Bull.
Therefore, what I say goes. And I knew it was sort of the beginning of the end because when I watched the first bit of this that I saw in the Marvel universe was when Black Widow tricks some information out of Loki. Loki is known as the god of lies, and he's this great trickster. And it's kind of tied into his super abilities of being able to deceive you and mask his form and appearance as being somebody or something else. So it's a little asinine that Romanoff would be able to do this. This is a person who's literally perfectly suited for deception, and they try to say because Romanoff had all of this training that somehow she would be able to trick a creature.
Okay. He obviously wasn't paying attention during that scene either, because the whole reason Romanoff's whole trick worked is she got Loki's ego involved. Loki's a god of mischief and lies, true, but he's egotistical as fuck.
Yep.
I saw him in that movie too. He's kind of cute.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh. Just because Loki's a trickster doesn't mean he's infallible and psychic and can't be fooled by anyone ever. He's egotistical, and that's a weakness.
But have you noticed the trend with this guy is who do these women think they are? Going up against these gods. How dare they?
Real gods.
Yeah. These are manly men. Please.
Well, I did have that question myself when I saw that movie. I was wondering, why would this guy hook up with Natalie Portnoy or whatever her name is?
Portman.
She's not that impressive of an actress, you know. I would think he'd pick somebody else, like somebody on Asgard. Wouldn't they be more fun?
But it just shows that you sometimes you really can't pick who you fall in love with. You just fall in love with whomever.
Isn't he afraid of hurting her? She's so small.
Well, they never delved into that, I don't think.
Film was that, yeah, Lady Sif is there. She's an Asgardian. She's a super warrior. She's like hella cool. But Jane is smart. And she's funny and humble and fallible and mortal. And it doesn't make sense because you think, oh, he's going to choose a warrior. But he ends up.
And he also needed her help, if I remember right with that movie. He needed her help.
Yeah, she was trying to help him get home.
Yep. And so that's what happened, you know?
These superheroes are just so confusing.
Aren't they? Aren't they so?
Oh.
Jesus.
I'm trying.
That's okay, Jenny. Shall we continue?
Yes.
We shall.
Okay, let's continue, Bull.
Sure that she doesn't know, and the subtext of that really irritated me was like, well, he's a dude, so any woman can trick any dude no matter what his power level is, because all men are stupid. So this thing that I saw in early comic book movies that I really hated was just their insertion of the common sort of societal narrative, a narrative or a belief system that was actually free from the comic books. Now, not that the comic books never dealt with weighty issues and issues that really struck home, but all of these like societal rules and things that we're sort of forced to believe about each other, and in this case women, that is what I found the most distasteful. That we have something that literally doesn't exist in the realm of the comic book.
Stop, real quick pause. Okay, when he says society, which society does he mean?
Exactly.
There's a lot of societies, and quite a few of them do not have the same gender dynamics or sexual role dynamics that Western society does. So which society is he talking about?
And when he says forced, is he talking about men being forced to into women's roles, or women's being forced into what men thinks their women roles are? If that makes sense.
Can I just say, Thor Logic of the Gods in the chat says Hollywood has a lot to answer for.
Yes,
there
it
is
does.
a whole generation of people who think this horseshit is actually Nordic mythology.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Really try to stick with a lot of mythology. They kind of take the characters and do their own thing with it. So, yeah.
In the chat, Dick Dawson asks, or says, this man has never found the clitoris. Dick, you mean hers or his?
Nice.
No, what I'm saying is I think Hollywood too, when they actually look at the real stories, well, that's just too boring. That we can't sell that. Nobody's gonna buy tickets for this. So they have to do stuff to,
you have to ask
throw
yourself,
a love story in there. They have to throw more action.
In Loki fathering an 8-legged horse.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Norse tradition on that one. Yeah.
Oh, now you.
But I think Hollywood has these visions of here's how they have like that movie template and has to follow this movie template, and if it doesn't, then they just make up their own thing.
I think we've just about broken Jenny here.
I think so.
With the eight-legged horse.
Jenny's like, comic movies are confusing. I'm like, until you hear about real mythology.
I'm just really
I hate
disturbed.
it when that happens. I hate it when that happens, when I give birth to an 8-legged horse.
Oh God, that would be painful too.
I was upset enough the first time I saw one of those films.
Iron Moon singing.
Yeah.
I was upset enough when I saw one of those movies from the first Gulf War that the soldiers took of these local guys doing their thing with sheep and stuff. God, or those goats. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was very upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It better
Oh
not
my
have
God.
been ghosts.
Kuyasa. Hashtag boostiality. Gasp.
Bestiality.
That's funny.
Also, this picture that I keep showing of Thor here, I don't think that the location of the venal and arterial structures is located correctly.
He's just supposed to be beefy.
I don't think I've seen anybody with like vein bulges on the sides of their
I
arms
know.
like that.
I know.
It's just
That looks
not
looks
real.
nasty, but that's just me.
He's an inhuman beefcake.
That's right.
Well, one sword
Big
blow and
straw.
you're dead. Come on.
It's
But
true.
he has lightning sappy powers, so.
Okay, let's continue with the video.
Okay.
And see what else this guy has to say.
Now being forcibly inserted into the narrative of the comic book movie as if it was there to begin with and as if it was a normal thing. So in the ever-expanding effort of people who are SJWs and etc. To make new inroads of sort of dethroning a long-standing narrative, now it only makes sense that they would intrude into comic books. There was that thing that happened with a line that Robert Downey Jr.'s character Tony Stark said when he was trying to lift the hammer, and he basically had stated that he was going to enact a practice that only the king could enjoy. Like, there was a king, the king could have sex with a man's wife before he had a chance to after they were married. And of course the SJWs got all in a tizzy about this. And it's really interesting that, he made a cheeky statement, and we're just supposed to lie down and accept them dethroning our characters, stealing their backstory, and stealing their power and their glory, and saying that somehow because it's a woman or a minority, that it's not just as good, but it's actually somehow superior. It's kind of like that scene in The Simpsons where Stan Lee was a guest star, and he was hanging out at the comic book guy's store, and he saw a kid with the Batmobile, the Adam West Batmobile, and he said, "Hey, wouldn't you like to play with this toy?" And I can't remember whether it was Wolverine or the Thing, but I think it was the Thing, and he said he won't fit in there, and he jams it in until the Batmobile breaks, and then he says, "You broke it," and he says, "Broke it or made it better?" This is the kind of logic that we are dealing with this new wave of just terrible comic books. So I think I'll end my rant with this. How is
Okay.
No. Let him end his rant.
So we just realized he's not just sexist, but he's a little racist.
Well, there
Is
she
that what you
is.
guys got from that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's
did.
not going to like Black Spider-Man. If he doesn't like Jane Foster turning into Thor, I know he fucking
Or Black
hates Miles
Panther.
Spider-Man.
I'm
No,
sure
I mean,
they should Black Panther too.
No. Characters that were historically not black or
Right.
non-white
Okay.
having an incarnation that is. So I know he doesn't like Miles Morales being Spider-Man. I know he
Yes.
doesn't.
Okay, that's what you're going for. Okay.
Yeah. If he's like, ew, Jane Foster's a woman, she shouldn't be Thor. Thor's supposed to be a beefcake man.
And it's like, how
Well,
dare
maybe he prefers men. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
I thought they did a really good job with
Quite
animated
possible.
Black Spider-Man. I thought that was a really cute movie.
I love Spider-Man.
Yeah. But
Hey, you guys deceived me. You said this was going to be about comedy. There's nothing funny about this.
well,
Right.
no, there's not. You're right. You're right.
Shall we kill the last minute and 30 on?
Yeah, kill the last. Yeah, go for it. Go
one
for
and
it.
a half speed, maybe.
Well, no, now
You
wait a
wanna
minute.
chipmunk him,
We had to go
chipmunk him.
through all of this, and we're not going to get to hear his final point.
Oh yes, we are. Just in
But
chipmunk
we're just
mode.
gonna chipmunking
all right.
him a little, but you'll still
All
hear.
right.
You'll still
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jane Foster worthy. We've seen numerous amount of comic books, not just relating to Thor, that show the character, when they get off kilter, when they get arrogant, when they do something wrong. Doctor Strange was a great example of this in the comic books, where he was this arrogant guy who was always after prestige, and an event happened to humble him. And I definitely don't see that with any of these comics, let alone the female Thor comic. So I ask again, how is Jane Foster worthy of Mjolnir? When Beta Ray Bill picked up Thor's hammer, he was worthy of wielding that power. But what did they do? They gave him his own hammer, which is really cool. Another character I can think of that also had their own hammer was Thunderstrike. Thunderstrike had a really, really cool backstory. And I see all of these proven things where these characters suffer for what they have. They strive to keep it, and they're heroes just for the right reason. That's why they're heroes, because they're good characters, they're good people, and that's the overall moral message. But the message now being pushed by characters like the female Thor is that you don't have to be worthy. You just have to be a chick. So that's all I wanted to say about this and the female Thor, and I'll see you guys next time. Epiphanies is out.
Okay, he's never had an epiphany in his life.
No.
Second of all, he doesn't know why she was worthy to begin with. It's not like just any random chick picked up the hammer of Thor.
To him, it's just all about gender. That's it. It's all about gender.
Women should never have these things. Power belongs to a man.
Yep, pretty much.
There are therapists who specialize in this sort of issue for him.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that he didn't go off about Doctor Strange, because I literally would have reached.
I heard that, and you're like, oh hell no, oh hell.
Listen, I used to have a podcast about Doctor Strange for like almost a year with a couple of friends of mine, and we went on hiatus because of life. And I've been on panels at conventions talking about Doctor Strange. So I was like, if you step in my territory, I will end you.
Oh, like I said, shots fired. Shots fired.
And I thought the Trekkies was where it ended. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, Trekkies is one thing, but man, Doctor Strange, I'm just gonna throw hands.
You lose a lot of detail about what society's up to when you live in the middle of nowhere in rural America. I had no idea life was this complex.
Yeah,
this guy pretty much just threw together like a bunch of ideas and kind of just put them all into one video based on, like the characters' physical sexes in the video and how those roles should be portrayed. And it just seems like it was just a whole bunch of just mushed up thoughts all in one, and he was just awful.
Yeah, very.
I'm going to go talk to the cows. I'll be back later, okay?
Oh, we have a super chat.
We do.
It's Aimee.
We have a super chat. Yes. Oh, no. Now, Matthew Robert. Have a seat. Read that.
Hello, 575 for $10 said, just joined, so don't know if this has been addressed yet, but anyone who's how do you say it? Mjolnir. Can you stop sending me new words for super chats?
No.
Deems worthy becomes Thor and Mjolnir. Who's Mjolnir, guys?
We'll explain it in a minute.
Worthy, but their character, not their actions or achievements. Stop sending long super chats.
No.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
Thank you very much.
I love it.
You're a clever lad.
Okay. So Molinar is how do you pronounce that? That's the name of the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
He names his hammer?
That's the name of the hammer.
He didn't name it.
No,
himself.
he didn't name it. That's the name of the hammer, though.
That's the name of it.
Men
It's
tend
like
to
those
name
things
things
where like your weapons just have like names because they have reputations and stuff. So
yeah, but
it's a famous hammer and stuff.
Yeah, but people look at me strange when I tell them that my vibrator has a name.
I was gonna say,
And this guy gets to name his hammer?
Men tend to name things too. So, just saying, like
yes, that's
things
true.
that are extensions of their bodily functions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the hammer's not his penis, so just wait.
Oh,
it's
I'm
not.
sorry.
Okay, that's right. I gotcha. Sure, it's
I thought
not.
we were doing euphemisms.
Sure,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not.
Yes.
I thought we-
But yeah, like we have also a couple of comic fans in the chat that are more versed in Thor than I am.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
okay.
so Ugly German Suit says, no, the dwarven smiths that made Mjolnir named it as it was a magical thing that they had made.
Right.
yeah, and it's semi-sentient, as Helios does
Yes.
bring up.
I was going to bring that up. Mm-hmm.
It knows about your character enough
Correct.
to know whether you're worthy enough to pick it up.
Exactly.
It knows if you've been good or bad. So be good, for goodness sake.
Better be good.
For goodness sake.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yonder is Santa Claus.
That's right.
That's where we've gotten to today.
Not the creepy home invasion.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
I should let you know that I'm usually passed out from all the drinking by this time of the day on Sundays.
And this was just the first video, too. Just saying, Glover.
yeah, it was just the first video. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God help us.
This has turned into a movie night. It took us an hour to
That's
get
right.
this one
What's
video.
amazing? Weird fact,
Yes,
totally
yes.
unrelated, but I do have a goat. My maiden male at the moment is called Odin.
There you go.
Just thought I'd mention that.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, father.
He's a white goat. He's a white goat.
There you go.
And he has like a little brown around his head. So, yeah.
Aww.
I have no problem
cutie.
with
I've seen
naming
him. He's a cutie.
animated creatures. That seems semi-normal. But naming
I
a
was going to say,
hammer?
does he have two crow friends that follow him around and tell him about stuff that's happening?
I used to be a car mechanic. You know how many hammers and stuff I have? I'm going to name all them and then remember them.
And what happens if you call one by the wrong name when you're using it?
Oh, I could wreck a car.
Oh, offended and won't hit the nail right for you or something.
Exactly.
Make
But
sure
I'm not working for you then.
Make sure you take the rubber mallets and
Well,
name them
what if I
after
have to-
prophylactics.
What if I have to scrape something off somebody's window and the razor's name is Bill and the hammer's name is Billy and I make a mistake? I'm
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, sounds
You're
like
in
somebody's
deep doo-doo.
windshield
Like
first.
your rubber mallet would be named Trojan, and then,
Oh, jeez.
There's something
ball
to
peen will be
something, and it's like,
your-
what if I name them all the same and I don't remember who I'm talking to?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
okay. I'm
All
ready for
righty.
another video.
okay. Let's tackle the when your friends try to shame you into marriage video.
All right.
That one's like a little over 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is a short one, so we'll go with this.
It's a short one.
All right, get ready for it.
Okay,
Let me
look
turn
at the screen. Do you see Flat Earther in that guy?
Well, yeah.
He's in his car
possible.
wearing a hoodie.
He's in his car
Anyway.
wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, but he's not driving.
Looking at some random thing in the distance, so yeah.
Exactly.
Flirts do their best video recording in the car.
That's right.
Looking thoughtful,
Okay.
as if they had a brain.
Yeah.
I was going to say wistful, but you know.
Wistful? Yeah,
I'll
kind
go
of
with
a
it.
wistful look. You're right. Yeah. Okay, let's get going to it, Bull.
Someone was asking me the other day, when are you going to settle down and get married? Because a lot of people I know, a lot of my friends and stuff, they're starting to get married now, and they're starting to have kids. And I've been through 3 fucking breakups in 1 year, because I just can't seem to get my fucking shit together, and it sucks. It's just the fact of 2 people living together in the same bedroom for the rest of their fucking lives. It terrifies me. Like, seriously, I don't like being around my best friends for more than 2 hours. I get sick of them. So imagine living with someone every single day, you know, and seeing them all the time. You just get sick of each other. Most married couples that I see are just putting up with each other. Yeah, sure, some of them love each other, and some get along, some don't, some get divorces. There's a lot of divorces. I'm a child of divorce. If I get married, I know I'm going to at least go through 2 divorces before I finally settle down on the 3rd one, that I'm just going to be like, hey, I got to put up with this. No more taking a dump with the door open. Why can't you just fall in love with somebody, be together for the rest of your lives, but only see each other once a week?
Pause.
First of all, I still go to the bathroom with the door open. So let's just clarify that.
Can I just really quickly? Tattie-Bogle in the chat has the perfect response to this little shit.
Yes, he does. I see it.
Well, stay fucking single then, you muppet.
Thanks for that,
David
Tattie.
Trigonometry says, keep off the drugs.
Yeah.
But also, he's like, you have to see somebody all the time. Don't you have jobs? Why don't you see each other all the time? I don't.
I think you're giving him too much credit for that, Vishanti.
It's just, to me, it's like sour grapes. I don't have it, so why do you have it? Why are you flaunting it around me? I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more of the fact that he's still such an immature little twat that he can't actually accept that one day he might be able to share his space with someone.
Right.
And I'm thankful that he realizes that he's not ready for that kind of commitment, because God help the girl or guy who's forced into that situation.
Right.
I mean, he was so close to understanding it. He was so close to self-awareness when he goes, man, I got to get my shit together. Wow, everyone else sucks.
Yeah.
Like you were so close, and then you just took a landslide.
There's no comedy in this one either, is there?
No, I think funny is a broad word. It's like funny, strange, not funny, haha.
Oh,
but you can laugh at it if you want to.
I misunderstood.
I'm laughing at it. So
we're not going to see George Carlin or anything then, are we?
No, George Carlin. I'm sorry.
That would be a market improvement.
Wouldn't it? All right, let's continue with this.
You'd be so much happier. And if you have kids and you don't live with each other, they get 2 houses to hang out at. Oh, well, this week you're going to Mom's house. Oh, boy. This week you're going to Dad's house. Oh, a change of pace. I mean, that's basically what divorced parents do with their kids. And think about it. You'd get along so much better with each other. I can't commit to something like that. I just can't. I'd be half the man, probably. Just suck all the juice out of my soul.
Who's he talking to?
Yeah.
Graham Price says he can't understand that he won't be exactly the person he is now for the rest of his life.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But he also thinks that my parents divorced. I had to go from home to home, back and forth. I'm not going to subject myself to that in my own relationship. Who's to say that's going to happen?
He's generalizing the shit out of everything, basically.
Yep. Exactly.
Obviously, I'm not going to pretend that my experiences as a child of divorce are universal. But yeah, it fucks you up. You know what? I've done the work to get past it and learn how to adjust. You don't just go, well, this is my life now.
No.
Vishanti, did you... This is taking a serious turn. Did you blame yourself for the parents' divorce?
No. I knew it was not me. It was just like, it gave me trust issues, but that's kind of a normal thing because when you're a kid, that's like your whole understanding of how relationships work. So like in your tiny brain, you're like, oh no, if this doesn't last, maybe nothing will, so as you grow up, you kind of have to do the work to get past that mindset. And yeah, but no, I never blame myself. My brother never blamed himself. We didn't have any kind of issues dealing with that or thinking that we were responsible for it. We definitely knew it was issues between our parents.
Right. I mean, my parents divorced when I was 17, and I'm the youngest. And they only were married for 20 years. And I've been in a good marriage for 22 years. So me, my sister, my brother, we've all outdone our parents,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I mean, he started that video off by saying, oh, I've had 3 breakups in a year. Well, if you're that fucking selfish with your space, then yeah, is it any wonder you've had 3 breakups?
Yeah, exactly. And breakups happen for whatever reason. It could be something small or it could be something big, and you have to analyze what caused the breakup and what can I do to not make that happen again,
And he's like, if I can't be happy in a relationship, I don't want to see anyone being happy with their relationships. How dare they exist?
That's exactly what he was saying.
Like, good grief, guy. Chill.
I'm thinking this guy isn't mature enough for any self-reflection yet.
He looks super young though. So a relationship to him is what? 2 weeks, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What's his definition of a relationship is what I would like to know.
I mean,
doesn't it really take a couple of months just to determine if you have a relationship?
I know, yeah.
He doesn't even look old enough to be able to drive.
I know.
I know some
But he's
people
behind the
can,
car.
but like maybe he should consider not letting them move in.
Yeah. And maybe he's in the car because that's the only place to charge his cell phone too.
Well, I hate how he pigeonholes the whole concept of marriage. He pigeonholes the whole concept of marriage, saying you have to be in the same bedroom all the time with this person. There's
God forbid.
There's nothing in the marriage contract that says you have to
You don't
do
be in
anything.
the same bedroom. Exactly.
Right.
Dude, my mom.
Kitchens are really underrated.
Like he doesn't seem to understand the whole ball and chain thing is a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's not a literal ball and chain.
It's not literal. Yeah. You can't leave the house. You can go do what you want to do.
What do you mean it's not an actual ball and chain? It certainly is.
Well, you know what's funny? My stepdad and my mom, when they got married, they've now been married almost 20 years. So woohoo! Go stepdad.
Yeah.
We don't share a bedroom, and it has nothing to do with their like personalities. It's just because they don't like the same mattress firmness. They don't like the same air temperature in the room. One of them has to get up really early in the morning to go to work at like 4. So they just don't sleep in the same room. Who cares?
And I can remember my grandparents never slept in the same room because my grandfather snored.
Mm-hmm.
So to get sleep, they had to sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah, that would be a deal breaker for me. Fucking hell.
So it's different reasons for different relationships. But he acts like, oh, you guys see the same person every day. Oh, like it's such a hardship.
Right? I thought you liked each other.
I know, exactly.
That's weird.
Okay, shall we roll some more of the video? Let's roll some more of the video.
Which one? Because that was the end of that one.
Are we over that? Oh, wow. Oh, my God. We went through that one fast. Woo.
Oh, God.
All right.
Vidus interrupt us.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to hear the MGTOW song myself.
Oh, boy.
The MGTOW, which one? The humor or the
song? The song.
Oh, yes. Let's do the MGTOW song.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch this fully. So I haven't heard it all yet. But yeah, let's listen to MGTOW song.
Oh boy.
It's supposed to be it says funny MGTOW song. We'll see how funny it is.
Well, Michael, if you ever think about getting married, if you ever think you've met the right woman, you want to settle down, change your life, you do me a favor, Mike? Remember this face. Because if you get married, Mike, that's going to be your fucking face everywhere.
That was Sam.
She took all my shit. She cleaned me out, that bitch. She got the keys to my whip. She got the clothes in my closet. We met in Illinois, yeah, she a go-getter. A couple friends say, nah, she a gold digger. I think they jealous, they know I'm a designated hitter. So listen, fellas, I think you should really reconsider. You know she bad and she love me for me. Matter of fact, I'd be crazy not to buy her a ring. My folks are glad, they keep asking when are they gonna meet. Funny you ask, I forgot to mention weddings next week. A couple months go by, and it was all Nirvana. She's popular with guys, she said bitches bring drama. I know she wouldn't lie, she's my little sugar mama. She's going out tonight, her and Tom, they love the salsa. I sit back and relax, drink a 6-pack and eat snacks, while I sit on my ass and watch a little TV. Then my head tilted down, I saw Tom's shirt on the ground and threw it in the wash. She had stains, it was filthy. She took all my shit. She cleaned me out, that bitch. She got the keys to my She got the clothes in my closet.
Oh
What-
dear.
what
is
oh,
this song?
I know.
Oh dear.
I never got this far. I just got to like the first verse.
I'm shocked he did his own laundry.
Yeah. Yeah. Bizarre.
Okay, yeah, what's his point?
And of course he's right.
Ugly-
No, it will not make the perfect poison album, okay?
Okay,
Ugly
good.
German Truths. Ugly German Truths in the chat says, is this a sequel to White Boys Can't Jump, MGTOWs Can't Rap?
Yeah.
Something like that for sure.
Oh my lord.
So
So
do
basically
we-
just a bitch fest in song. Is that what I'm getting?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just whining.
Just being a shit. You know.
Vanilla Ice. Oh, Tattie-Bogle. Vanilla Ice's son.
I think Vanilla Ice's son probably has more rhythm. Just saying.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah, because Vanilla Ice did have rhythm, so you got to give that to him.
He did. That's true.
Oh,
So,
my gosh.
do we finish this stupid song, or like?
What do you ladies think? Is it painful?
Yeah, listening to him go, listening to the way that he pronounces certain words is just like sticking a
Yeah.
fork in my ear.
Yeah. Okay. Let's cut this
I don't
one off.
know. You know, it's kind of interesting.
Alright.
Okay, it's not. I'm just lying.
It's not.
we could chipmunk it. We could chipmunk
Hey,
it.
Bull.
Oh, God.
Bull, would you check your Twitter DMs, please?
Ugly German Truth. His name is not Vanilla Ice's son. It's Ice Baby.
You're
Apparently there's a better song in Discord from what Tatty is saying.
God, Tatty, what are you up to?
Who's the boss here tonight?
You have a boss?
Don't you? Don't
Yeah,
you
we all kind of work together, but
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I saw this video this week. Somebody, now that I look at his YouTube page and see how much stuff he's done, I'm shocked that I've never heard of before. But anyways, I saw this video that he did, and it was quite surprising how funny and enjoyable it was. And I think it would be kind of neat that we take a little intermission from this pathetic, droll crap of the incels and listen to a minute or two of this. I don't think we want to do the whole thing because it's about 6-7 minutes, I think. But maybe a minute or two would be fun.
Bull, could we do that?
The only issue I have is that's a copyright thing.
Oh yeah.
How about if we give credit? Can you give credit? And say,
It'd still be copyright, I think.
Still be
Yeah, it
copyright.
still takes the whole monetization.
oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Yep.
shame.
And
All right,
there's
well,
a chance the stream could get shut down
Although
too.
I
so we don't
love
take
the
that
song
one.
you picked. I love the song you picked, Jenny. It's just.
oh, you know this guy.
Oh, fuck, I love boobs, though. Fuck, I love boobs.
I love that song so much.
Okay, well, the artist name is Tim Minchin, Minchin, and I
Yes,
strongly
I love
suggest
him.
Okay, I've heard of that.
that you check him out on YouTube and watch some of his stuff. It is just a riot, and I love
And-
boobs too. So
For the record, the song that Tatty
Share the link in chat.
the song that Tatty
I
sent
can
to
do
me
that.
was the penis song by Monty Python.
Oh,
there, I just
what?
put
Not
the
the one
link
by
in chat.
Conspiracy Cats?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's nix this video, I think, and
What else do we got?
you know,
Wasn't there a guy? Wasn't there a guy in a car or something?
yeah. If you want to watch that one, it's that one's like 8 minutes long, but we could watch a little bit of it.
He talks about
Yes.
giving his girlfriend a present and stuff.
Well, I don't know. Oh, did you watch a little bit of it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. He talks about a lot of stuff in there, I think. But it's
Well, he's-
MGTOW is the only way to live.
Oh,
He's
Yeah,
such-
this
he's
guy.
He's such a
Another
nice
one
guy.
that could be a flat earther.
giving his girlfriend presents, just for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think that's so special.
It's made even more interesting by the fact that he thinks going around doing this without a shirt on is actually. helping his
And you'll find
cause.
out what he's doing too. I'll leave that as a surprise why he's in his car. But Yeah. Let's go ahead and play that one.
If you own a car, are you
Tattie
technically...
said, Scotty Storm.
Hey everybody, it's the dude representing MGTOW is the only way to live, my friends. The date is Saturday, June 8th, 2019 at 8:03 a.m. PM Pacific Mountain Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time in the year of our Lord, my friend. And that's good water. You ain't got water? That's some cup of water. I've been off coffee for 6 days now because of my health condition. Shut the fuck up. Because of my health condition. Which is robbing me of my life, to be honest with you people. I'm on deliveries here. I'm going to deliver to this guy named Aimee some nice Lebanese food. Nice Lebanese food. So I've been meeting with Greg from Bridge Burners TV quite a bit, and we're discussing getting a house together. And that's going to be fantastic. If that, well, it will happen. It's just a matter of time. My car is turning into a shit box. I'm headed off to Ontario for a week on Monday to see my mother.
Who is turning 71 years old, if you can believe that shit. She was 40. I remember when she was 40, like yesterday. I remember when she turned 33. So I wanted to discuss some certain topics here today that I sort of wrote on paper here. Let me see here. Walmart almost. Yeah, Charles F. Ray will appreciate this fucking story. So I bought this shirt for $4 at Valley Village. It's nice. And I buy most of my shirts for $2 to $4 at Valley Village. But every now and then I go to Walmart, you know, because they got a nice selection of shirts there. So Charles F. Ray will appreciate this. So I spent basically a week in bed trying to get rid of my condition through via sleep and fasting and small portions diet. Suggested diet. A suggested diet. But it didn't work. I'm fucked for life. My nerves probably won't repair themselves. Who knows? I don't know. But anyways, that sucks. Spent a week in bed. So anyways, I guess it was Friday. I was yesterday. So basically, I went to Walmart. Charles F. Ray will appreciate this. And I was going to treat myself. No, so first of all, I went and bought this product, which is phenphotamine B1. Apparently it repairs the myelin sheath around your nerves, but to date it has not. But it's $20 a bottle. We'll see what happens. So anyways, I go to Walmart and I just spent $20 and I just put $10 in gas. So you know, right there I spent $30 and I haven't made a cent yet. I didn't make a cent all week because I was in bed basically, just sleeping and relaxing. That was very hard for me to do, by the way, because I like to work. So I go to Walmart and I go to the shirt section and I pick out an Aerosmith shirt. It's $11.97 before tax. So right there, that's going to be $15. So then I find a pair I see a pair of that I've had my eye on forever of green camouflage pants. I got a pair of gray camouflage pants that you can see here. But these ones are green. Fuck off, man. There's a fucking roadblock here. There's a pair of green ones, and they're on sale for the price is $29.95. So
so is there a point?
I was gonna say, is there a point to this video at some point?
He's just rambling about stuff. I don't think it's even about MGTOW at all.
I went to the Walmart and
him rambling
and I
about
loved the selection of shirts at Walmart. Yeah, sure.
It struck me because he just started rambling in his car driving, looking at. I mean, I told you he could be a flat earther. He's fourth driving, but yeah.
Quiddies has it right. Quiddies has it right. You need to play the Peter Griffin clip. Oh my God, nobody cares.
Yes.
Well, have we gotten to the part where he talks about the present he's getting?
I don't know. I don't think so. He's still talking about Walmart.
No, he's talking about Walmart and shirts for
Yeah.
How long have you been
And
watching
Lebanese
this?
food, apparently.
He's delivering. He delivers food, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
shirtless.
his job.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
That's what struck me about this.
Let me tell you, if DoorDash came to my door with my food and he was shirtless, I'd be turning that guy right around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends whether or not they staple the bag shut.
To be sure, there's Boober Eats, but that's a whole different enterprise.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. But that just was struck with this guy was he's shirtless and he's doing deliveries of food and he starts going rambling.
I mean, at least
like he's
with
on
Uber
something.
Eats, you know what you're getting into. Like nobody would ask him to deliver their food shirtless.
Right. Oh, a different truth. Boober Eats.
Yeah.
Let's listen. Let's listen a little more. And
there's
go
an
in,
Uber.
go.
Well,
yeah.
Go for like 2 minutes and see if he gets into talking about his present for the girlfriend.
But I need to explain Boober Eats to those in the chat that don't know. There was a service, an Uber food delivery service, started up and it's X-rated. Basically, there's chicks
Okay,
delivering
I
food
figured.
topless, basically, and they called it boober eats. And it's actually quite successful because of COVID-19.
Yeah. You had a feeling.
I would never order like a milkshake from a topless waitress. I just, the implication is just wrong.
It is. And here, with that note, here we go.
I'm gonna bring it up to 35, so that's $50. I got $20 in my pocket, and I pick up the items. I don't even try them on because I know my size. And then I'm walking towards the entrance, and my plan is to give them to a cashier and say, "Can you hold these? I'm going to my card and I get my bank card so I can pay for them." So then I do that. I give it to the guy who at the door, who checks me for shoplifting, and he holds the item. So I walk to my fucking car, get my bank card. I walk about 50 meters, get my bank card, start walking back, and then it hits me. What the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna spend $50 on a pair of pants and shirt? No way in. Fuck, I'm doing that. So immediately I walk back to my car and I take a trip to Valley Village and I bought like a t-shirt and a CD for like $7 or whatever it was. And I got John to appreciate that. I caught myself, in a moment of weakness. Now the Electra the Sucky Bus Max.
On the normal speed.
Okay, we could do that.
I just can't understand it. It's just too fast.
Okay, let me bring it down to normal speed. I just wanted them to get to some kind of
Just bring it down a tad. It is a little fast.
Girlfriend became a rock star. Some people know who she is, and if you don't know who she is, I'm not going to tell you. Became a rock star. For all intents and purposes. I met her when she was 17. Actually, ironically, she worked at that same fucking Walmart. Ironically. You can imagine. She worked at Walmart, now she's a rock star. Unbelievable. And this bitch didn't say 2 fucking words when I met her. You can fucking believe that shit, my friend. So basically, I was going on with her for quite a while. 5, 6, 7 years. The last 2 years are debatable because we broke up so many fucking times. We got back together so many fucking times. It was very complicated. So anyways, at one point I worked at the dollar store in 2006. So I met her when I was 29 years old. She would have been just turning 18, basically. So I met her in 2003, basically. 2006, I worked at the dollar store stocking shelves, and you'd get first run on the items as they would come into the store, right? So they come into a pallet they come in the store from the back on a pallet, and there was every now and then there was like really good items, like a box of Blue Jays baseball caps that were valuable, and you could sell them if you had any brains on eBay or whatever, right? But at this one particular time, I was going through for I guess 2 or 3 years at the time, and this one particular time, a box of panties came into the store. A box of panties that were on sale for $1 a piece. So I basically bought. I didn't even fucking buy the box. I think I probably stole them. A whole box of panties, which probably would have summed up to maybe I don't know, 50 pairs of panties, maybe 24. I don't know. A lot of panties, anyways. There were all sorts of colors and stuff, and I thought she would have been fucking happy with that. Oh baby, I got you a box of panties from the dollar store for free. Thinking, oh, my boyfriend bought me a nice present. She wasn't fucking happy with that. She wanted fucking panties from the fucking high-end panty store. But anyways, I thought that was pretty funny. How cheap is that as a boyfriend to get your girlfriend how fucking cheap, Charles F. Gray, is that? How funny is that, Charles F. Gray, to get your girlfriend, she was gorgeous, by the way, and 20 years old at the time probably, a Valentine's Day gift of a case of panties from the dollar store, with a nice bow on it, right? And not even a nice box, like a brown fucking box, right? Stole.
Okay, didn't even pay for them.
First of all, yeah, he didn't buy his girlfriend really nice panties from the dollar store. He stole them. He just admitted he probably stole them from the dollar store. Do you know what kind of bloomers they have from a dollar store? They're not designed to make you feel good about yourself. They're designed to be practical. Exactly. Can you imagine getting that for Valentine's Day?
They're made out of that nylon that makes you sweat like a dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
God.
the actual fuck?
Well, and that was her Valentine's Day present. Like, come on, dude.
I don't blame her. It's like, could you
and you
go
guys
to,
in the
like,
chat, if you're
Victoria's
going to give your girlfriend panties and you genuinely love her, cotton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
you say that over and over
again. And you most assuredly want to avoid dollar store panties.
Especially stolen
Like-
ones, which is probably why she was upset. Was because he stole them.
Because
When he said he got her
actually
panties, like, I hope they weren't used.
he actually said, "I got you these from the dollar store."
Oh,
He
God.
For free.
actually said that for free. Oh my God. And then he wonders why she dumped him.
Yeah, exactly. What did I do wrong, man?
If everybody watches this, no one will question why there are incels.
Yeah.
Dick Dawson says it was a
Tattie.
vending machine.
Tattie, he's sore for two reasons. Didn't pay for them. Two, didn't get into them.
Yeah, I think so, Tattie.
And then Icarus, next he steals a ring from a bubblegum machine.
You should just reframe this video and re-upload it and just title it "How to Give Yourself Blue Balls." You know.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty rough.
The Mandalorian says, "I am not allowed to buy my wife panties or bras."
Yeah, I mean it's generally a good rule, to be honest.
Quitty says, "So this is the Morgan's brother."
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, yes.
I love it. Oh my God, that's too funny.
Okay, well,
I bet you weren't expecting that one.
That's funny. So finally, we have something we can really laugh at now. Yay!
Yeah.
So
I want to find out what happened to the panties.
Yeah, should we keep going? And see
let's
what
keep
else he
going.
says?
Let's keep
Did
going.
he sell them on
going.
eBay or?
It only has to get better from here, right?
I mean, I suppose he could, if she didn't want them, he could like himself pee in each one a little bit and sell them as gently used on eBay.
Gently used.
Yeah, couldn't he?
Behind door number 1, we have stolen dollar store panties, gently used.
Exactly. Exactly.
Stolen fucking ribbon from the dollar store. Here, baby, with a shitty card on it. You know, your knight in shining army has got you a fucking box of panties from the dollar store, and she's got to tell her Jewish princess girlfriend that, oh, the Jew girlfriend Melina, oh, my boyfriend bought me a $1,000 mink coat. What, at least Electra, what did your boyfriend buy you? He got me a case of panties from the dollar store. I thought that was pretty funny. And by the way, one time we had a fight, and she showed up a fucking box of panties from the dollar store, and she's got to tell her Jewish princess girlfriend that, oh, the Jew girlfriend Melina, oh, my boyfriend bought me a $1,000 mink coat. What, at least Electra, what did your boyfriend buy you? He got me a case of panties from the dollar store. I thought that was pretty funny. And by the way, one time we had a fight, and she showed up at the dollar store with her fucking friend, and they were fucking mad like hell. And they were fucking angry, causing a scene at the dollar store, and I told her, Electra, you gotta leave here, I'm gonna get fired. Showed up at my fucking work. If you reverse the fucking tables, had I done that at her work, caused a fucking scene, I would have been thrown in fucking jail. Okay? If you don't know what the manosphere is, guys, look into the fucking manosphere. Another story, Toronto with that shithole. Oh yeah, I used to live in LA for a year. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that fucking story for another time, because I'm low on energy. I gotta focus, and I'm almost at the delivery site. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So if you can imagine, I bought my girlfriend a fucking I stole my girlfriend a case of panties from the fucking knight in shining armor. The one.
Boom. He's a knight in shining armor. What do you think about
armor.
that?
Oh, baby, you make me so hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Knight in shining armor.
it's not the body that's bad with him. You know, it's not the unattractive bit. It's the bullshit coming from your mouth that ruins it, dude.
Yeah.
That's right. That could be why you probably don't have anybody. Nothing says mess like rambling naked in a car. That's it. Oh my god! I put on "Come On, Car Crash." That would be the perfect end to this. I didn't put end in, but I can just imagine.
I'm so glad
It's a
I'm
total
normal.
train wreck, so it would go.
Exactly. Oh god!
And he can't figure out for the life of him why she was upset over stolen.
Yeah.
Stolen and then Dollar Tree.
The new non sequitur. The new non sequitur says, and he actually made notes for that rant.
Well, no, those were his delivery addresses because
That's
GPS
right.
isn't real
He's
because he's
looking.
a flat earther.
Yeah.
And then Tatty says, "Ah, nah, please enthrall us some more with your tales of chivalry, Sir Wanks a lot." And then Jen responded to me, says, "Nah, needs a train swiping his car, maybe one from either side."
See, have y'all ever seen the movie Serenity? The movie
Yes.
Serenity.
Uh-huh.
You know, at the
Yes.
end where Wash gets like a tree through his body. I was expecting
Yes.
that would have made that entire
That's what I'm
video
saying.
clip.
Something like a car accident or something, where would have just been
Craziness.
absolutely perfect.
Wow.
That was rough.
That was, wasn't it? God.
Well, who's up next?
Oh my
I
god.
can't believe I watched the whole thing.
Need some Alka-Seltzer? Okay.
He could probably steal you some from the dollar store.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Well, what do we got left? We've seen the shaming of
We
the
have-
friends. We've seen
Yes.
the video, the music video. That is.
There is I have a funny MGTOW story, but it's really not that funny. It's just a guy being like a Dear Abby kind of thing, and a guy telling a story and then him giving like advice. I wouldn't recommend that one. We have Why Men Look at Women and Mistake While Living. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I think we really should do that one because Dick Dawson put the thumbnail for that one in our thumbnail.
Oh, well then let's do that one now.
Yeah, we should definitely
That's
do
like
that
almost a 5-minute runtime, so
Yeah,
We can
be able to
we
get
can
through
handle
that.
it.
we can do that.
handle it. And here it comes.
What is up, guys? It's Epiphanies here once again, aka Funny MGTOW, rousing the haters and finding myself in a state of approval. I'm going to try to make this one a quick little podcast here, or as quick as I can possibly make it with just the way I talk. But anyway, I was approached by a woman as I was at the grocery store, and I was looking for some fresh aloe vera, as I recall it, and even though I was not wearing anywhere near to the employee sort of like dress code or anything, she approached me and asked if I was, working there at the little grocery counter or whatever, or what have you. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't work here." And I noticed that she was actually quite pretty. She was like about 5'0", and she was just immaculate face, alabaster skin, hit a lot of the correct beats for me. And then I immediately, very unconsciously for a lot of guys will relate to this, I stared down at her breast. Now, for those of you out there that follow MGTOW channels to sort of, act as some sort of watchdogs against MGTOW content and creators, and for the women who might hear this and say, well, it's simple, isn't it? All men are just these, mincing, sex mongers, and we, of course, only look at breasts because we're thinking about sex all day, every day. However, for those of you out there who seek some sort of education or an exchange, at the very least, of ideas, here's my hypothesis with only as I've observed the behavioral pattern in myself. There is a certain rhythm to it. First I look up at the face, then I look down at her breasts to see what size they are. And we all know, we've heard time and time again, more aptly heard from Turd-Flinging Monkey, that when a man stares at a woman's breast, it's to assess a sign of, vitality, youth, and beauty, to see if, on a, I guess you could say a preternatural level, to assess whether they...
Is it just me, or is this, like, extremely creepy?
Very creepy.
Just a tad.
Slightly.
Assessing her bra size, huh?
You know
Perky
when
makes
when
perfect.
Boole is uncomfortable, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like the only
Boole is so
person-
tolerant. Boole
the
is so tolerant. When he's creeped out, it's definitely
Yeah,
creepy.
exactly.
Ironically, the only person
Yes, he said preternatural, Cheesemondo.
whose breast size I actually know is my sister's, and that's because she made it very clear in high school. I was a 38C to her boyfriend. I heard her yell it at him. I'm a 38C. Why are you buying me this?
God.
So yeah,
Oh my God,
I know
that's
her.
funny.
I know her boob size. That's it.
And now
And you
so
really
do we
didn't
all.
want to know her boob size. We all know now.
You've just announced it to the world.
And boys, here's an important feature. 38 is not the size of her boobs. It's the size of her chest.
Exactly.
This is how you measure around.
I think we just broke them.
The number
the
is
cup
the size of
size.
your rib
And-
cage, dude.
We're
And-
demystifying it, girls. We're demystifying it. We can't do that.
God, right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're telling
yeah,
secrets. We
gotta
need
be
to stop
secret.
that.
It's my fault. I'm sorry.
It's the letters we need to be concerned about, guys, okay? Not the number.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
And he's there trying to say my size meter, my size meter isn't broken, and that's why I'm not getting
Yes.
laid.
But they look at the boobs to assess their vitality. That's not what boobs do. I'm sorry.
And-
This
and-
is telling me you're horny, that's all.
And anything over a C can be very uncomfortable.
Sorry, Tattie-Bogle says, I don't even know my own breast size, never mind anyone else's.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah, Ugly German Truth has it right. The number is below the mammaries. The letter is how much over differs from it.
Ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, 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 ding.
Yes, you
Rib
got that
cage
right.
versus
Yep.
fullness.
Somebody's been reading the Sears catalog too much.
You gotta study those, don't you?
I really love what Jen says in the chat.
Quitties, they say you
Jen said-
taught. Go ahead.
Oh, Jen says I like my breasts about half pound each. Chicken breast, that is.
No, Quitties was saying that you taught the panel. I just lost it. You taught the panel how to measure
For a bra.
for a bra. I just lost the thing. See?
I did.
So, yep. See, men can learn how to. Yep, and then they can buy it for their significant others. You know?
Save yourself some trouble, ladies.
Exactly.
They
Tape
can
measure
even-
anywhere not your rib cage. Just don't do it.
And
Cheesemondo.
always say the receipt because Victoria's Secret 38C is different than Sears
Yeah,
38C.
No, just make sure
Yeah,
you
they
get
don't
the
measure
dollar
correctly.
store 38C alone. Leave that one alone.
Yeah.
Don't steal. Don't steal it.
Cheesemondo says that. Is he trying to work out her milk producing capacity?
See?
He's just a total creep.
Yeah.
Ew.
Sean Carroll says, I'm an artist at heart. Size does matter when I am drawing a lady. Also, how big the chest in question is.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
I just wish that when artists of any sort drew women in clothing, that they understood that fabric goes across the boobs. They don't go in between the boobs. You can't see cleavage when a woman is wearing something that doesn't have pockets for each boob. That's
Yeah.
how clothing works.
So NASA Black Site's giving away secrets again. The squirrels took Vish's information and are working on a new armored bra with rocket launchers.
Ooh, that
So
sounds
they're
cool.
giving away secrets again, Vishanti.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Are you taking the hint from Britney Spears and becoming a fembot? Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
A fembot. Yeah, Austin Powers did that already.
I have no comment.
I prefer mine to be called an over-the-shoulder boulder holder. Thanks.
Yep,
It just sounds better.
that's true. It has more of a fun flair to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. So shall we continue?
Mhm.
Let's.
Yep.
they are of good breeding stock, or if they can bear children, or if they are in the ranges of the prime of their bodies being able to bear children via viewing of the breast. Now, that's all subconscious in a lot of ways, which is why we unconsciously stare at breast, period. Now, for me, this was lightning in a bottle, as I realized that is the reason. I feel like I've cracked a long-standing code that, in many ways, we're not even allowed to, sit down and to analyze this in our own self as men. We're told that no, like any analysis is shut down. It's always summed up to us personally. It's just that you're a man, and sex is all that you think about. This was later on confirmed when I, went back to the grocery store.
When he talks about good breeding stock in the boobs, that's not where breeding comes from. I hate to tell him.
Nope.
Yeah,
usually it's in the hip area. Yeah.
But
yeah,
also,
it's usually in the hips. But I also want to say, just because they have big boobs doesn't mean they're going to be good milk producers.
Exactly.
That's
Your boobs,
right.
the size of your boobs have nothing to do with how much milk or what milk they're going to produce.
Oh my god! And also,
That's nothing to do with your boob size.
He must have failed anatomy at some point, because
He
when
must have.
your boob size changes, aka
You get bigger.
and your hips get wider because you have to push a human through it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mind
Wow.
blown. Yeah, he's
Mind
cracked the
blown.
code, all right.
He sure has
code
cracked
for
the
the
code.
mental house.
I would like to know why all these guys who look at women and query of their breeding potential,
my God.
excuse me, breeding stock potential, they never do the same for themselves.
I know.
Apparently
Do they
not.
not understand the concept of zero?
I think breeding is code for if I can get in her pants or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
they
And if they're not big enough,
If I
I
can
don't
get a
want
second
to
base.
They don't understand
Yeah.
We're not getting anywhere
reciprocity.
else.
They don't understand reciprocity, how it works, because
No. Exactly.
you're like, half the time when you look at these guys, they might be attractive in principle, but they're not attractive people. They are not, and they tend to just be like, anything that looks good about them ends up getting screwed up because the bullshit coming out of their mouth. Basically.
Right.
Yep. Well, Quitty says, I check out a woman's ass to see if she's good breeding stock because I've no idea how breeding works.
You're pretty much spot on, Quitties.
Yay, Quitties.
That's awesome.
And then Ugly German Truth says, well, a starter kit for human. Everything but crapping and making noise has to be installed afterwards.
Yeah.
I love Thor's one. My cousin's chest looks like someone wallpapered over a light switch, but she raised five children on her unboobs.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of men just do not under. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, if unboobs, I feel attacked.
Boobs. Oh my gosh.
A lot of men just do not understand basic human sexuality. I was at this bar and this guy was hitting on me, and I decided, well, I hate men, but let's give this guy a twirl.
Yeah.
And we went up to the room, we got naked, and I decided it would be wiser to be honest. So I told him, I said I'm trans, and he looks at me and says, yeah, but are you on birth control?
Oh my god.
Ugly German Truth ask if I'm learning the numbers from Matt. No, I'm not learning the numbers from Matt. It's 2:00 in the morning here, and I'm absolutely bollocks.
She's tired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Jen, I'm dead. I cannot.
I can't even read anymore.
Oh, Tatty, Jenni Morgan, what did you twirl him by?
Well, I'll just say that if you twirl them too hard, they do fall off.
Oh, dear.
Oh, okay, shall we keep going with this?
Sure.
And I actually began to examine the face beauty to breast ratio of all of the women who commonly work there at any given point when I just happen to be about at the grocery store buying food. Now, as I examined this with a newfound sort of look or a newfound eye, I looked at it and I noticed that there was two women who worked two different departments in the grocery store. One I was always very reluctant to approach because she was ugly to me. But when I thought back about how I felt about the two women, one I found out, although they were similar in, I guess you could say, ugliness, like I would just list them as threes, being clinical and not being judgmental. Just going off of a quick glance at their faces, they were both threes. But one had bigger breasts, and as I had this sort of emotional recall, I noticed that I thought better of the woman with bigger breasts. Now, you can take that out of context, or you can make some sort of judgment and just say that, oh, that's unfair to like the other one because she's ugly and she has smaller breasts, and that's sort of like sexist, whatever you want to say. But trust the assessment as I've examined it, because no one else is saying what I'm saying right now, apart from Turd Fleeing Monkey, that is. So there it is, my
breast to beauty to breast ratio. He doesn't understand that breasts are basically fat.
Mostly, yep.
Mostly fat. So he's basically looking at her breasts and going, well, society says bigger breasts are better, so she's more beautiful.
I love Chris Durham just said he's a pervert who likes to explain his perversion in sophisticated language. He's still a pervert.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Sean Carroll says, general rule, never rate a girl by a number. That's good advice.
But I don't want to be judgmental. She's a 3, but I don't want to be judgmental, of course. This is clinical. Excuse me. If it's clinical, you can look at how far her eyes are apart, all the symmetry of her face. That's clinical.
I don't even know if he noticed that she had eyes.
This guy should understand that if he really wants to know the beauty of a woman, he looks at her grandmothers.
Yes.
Basic trigonometry says, I bet he made a spreadsheet.
Probably did. Probably did. And I don't think he realizes too that beauty comes from inside, not from the outside. If you're gonna look at somebody and go, well, she's beautiful, well, okay, maybe physically, but how is she as a personality? Right. She have a sucky personality.
But breeding. But
I need to get in her pants. But
Quiddy's actually sums this up pretty nicely. Let me sum this up. Everything he said into pretty much less creepy. 3 words. Men like boobs.
Yeah. And then Kuyasa said, go ahead.
We really need the Tim Minchin song here.
And then Kuyasa said, he's a bad perv, not good perv like us. Oh my God. That's funny.
I'm not perverted, I'm just open-minded.
Lesbians like boobs too. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty, I don't think we have much more of this. Let's go ahead and keep rolling with it.
My brothers at arms. That is the reason, or I should say, one of the reasons that men stare at breast. It's not because we're sex mongers. It's merely governed by a preternatural instinct. So I hope you guys found this to be informative. Once again, as always, I encourage you to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Natural again.
I don't know who said it originally. Someone said in the chat, I can't remember, it's too far back. Is his mouse on speed? The correct answer is yes. Because it would have to be on speed in order to put up with that gobshite.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he keeps using that word, Jenny. Preternatural.
Preternatural.
Well,
beyond what is normal or natural. That's what that means.
The incel philosophy is that the natural state of men and women is that men are predators and women are prey, and that everything that men are in the rude, non-social, revolting, sexist sense is perfectly natural, because this is what men were designed to be and how they genetically are programmed to be. Of course, it's bullshit, but they've made up a word so that they can give legitimacy to their bigotry.
Well, speaking of words, God's Auditor has a really important point. As a veteran, I'm really annoyed by the Brothers at Arms comment.
Yeah.
I think we're annoyed at all of it, but that was particularly distasteful.
What
I have to.
What is a Dutch rudder buddy? I've never heard that expression. Nobody on the panel knows.
He has
Okay.
is his Dutch rudder buddy. I'm not sure either.
No clue. I don't even want to know.
The thing is there's, when it comes to humans, there's the biological need versus the psychological need, I guess. You know, you can have a biological need for something, but also know how to. Do you know? But you also know how to restrain yourself and be disciplined and not. You know, because we're not animals. You know.
It's like a hand job, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I looked it up too, and
Okay, I didn't look it up.
I was afraid to Google it, but I did anyway.
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually
funny.
That's kind of a cute expression, isn't it?
Yeah, German Truth says it's the same shit as with the internet runaway meme of alphas and betas that is based on horribly misapplied science and never was studied on humans anyway. So they're basically taking like the animal kingdom and applying it to humans, you know? That's not our end all be all. So, oh my gosh. Okay, I think we have time. Do we have time for one more bull? We'll do a short one.
We can.
I think the MGTOW humor a must. That's just a little over 3-minute one.
Yeah, we can do
humor. Okay,
and I think that will make that our last one.
Finally, some humor.
Humor, yeah. MGTOW humor a must.
Jenny's been waiting so patiently for actually something funny.
For Tattie.
Welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you now something personal about myself, which you may or may not find kind of boring. But all the people in my life that have become good friends of mine, or even just friends of mine, have all had one thing that is a must for anybody to be a friend of mine. They must have a sense of humor. Why do my friends have to have a sense of humor? Well, because I have one. You see, I think that anybody with a sense of humor is an adaptive thinker. So usually when all of us look at a situation, we look at it straight on at first. And then the person with a sense of humor can actually look at it from outside the box or from different angles. And that, to me, is an adaptive thinker. Does it mean this person has more intelligence than the person without a sense of humor? No, I'm not saying that. But somebody without a sense of humor or a very low sense of humor, I just don't trust for some reason. Because in my mind, I think everybody...
Humor is the juxtaposition of divergent concepts. Continue.
Is it supposed to be funny?
It was in the funny MGTOW, so you guys tell me.
This is humor a must. So we must see about this humor. We must get it.
On this planet anyway, needs a sense of humor, I think. So what about females and a sense of humor? Well, they sort of drew the short end of the straw on that one, didn't they? A lot of women don't really have a great sense of humor, do they? Sometimes you have to explain some funny thing to them, and some of them aren't too bad. But it is difficult for them, I think. And I don't really find female comedians very funny. There's a couple, but not hardly any. They kind of tell a joke, but it's just like they've reading it from a book, say. They're not actually in the joke, as it were. Females like, say, for instance, Amy Schumer, I don't find funny at all. I find her quite disgusting, in fact. But that's just my personal opinion. So what about you guys out there? Do you like people with a sense of humor? And do you kind of repel people that don't have one? And I suppose you could also call it quick wit. I mean, a lot of people that have a good sense of humor that were friends of mine, we were always trying to outdo each other. And I think that was good brain exercise, don't you? And as you can see by my videos, I'm still as funny as hell. I also fully understand that sometimes my humor is kind of weird and people don't quite get it. You see, for me, humor lightens up the way we are in the world at the moment. It kind of brings some sunshine into a cloudy day. Come to think of it, I don't know many far lefties, SJWs, or third-wave feminists who have a sense of humor. Do you? Take it.
That's the whole video anyway.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You mean like the entire population of comedians?
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody pointed out, please, other than that. Tim,
I have no idea who. Sorry, go on.
Other than that, Tim, what's his name, who's barely funny. I don't know of any right-wing comedians at all.
I don't know. No, I know. Yeah.
Well, I have no idea who Mr. Ed is. I'm European and I was born in the late 80s, so I have no idea who the hell this is.
It was a show in the 50s where a guy had a talking horse.
Yeah.
It was a little sitcom.
Right over my head. My head. But Tatty made the point, where is it, in the chat, that this, where is it, this prick is a blunt pencil. Fucking pointless. See, that's comedy. He needs to learn that.
Yep. And basically, all I did was attack female comedians, basically.
And
Toward the end there.
Schumer's a stitch.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's just like, you can be, it doesn't matter who you are. Some people just don't have a sense of humor. Doesn't matter what gender you are.
Well, and it's subjective anyway. Like,
yeah.
Some of you may like Amy Schumer. I don't, but she's...
I don't either.
I find Whoopi Goldberg to be funny. I find Jane Curtin to be funny.
Yeah, I think it's generational with us though too.
You know, God's auditor. He sounds like he's got bones in his basement.
Yeah.
Well, he finishes each sentence like this.
Really, what was that? I can't remember. Wolfman Jack. He tried to sound like Wolfman Jack almost in the very beginning there.
Yeah.
If y'all know who Wolfman Jack was. Some of you probably don't. Look him up, Wolfman Jack. Now he could talk like that and it was fine. He could pull it off.
He needs to improve his graveliness.
Yeah.
Wolfman Jack.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh man.
But then again, Wolfman Jack was a DJ back in the day as well. So
what have we learned tonight here about incels and humor? Huh?
People be gobshites.
That they may say they're funny, but they're not.
They don't know what funny is.
Right.
They don't understand the concept.
No.
Yeah, not at all.
Wow.
Yeah. And this was, I just searched funny MGTOW, and these were some of the videos that came up. So what YouTube thinks is funny, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, not sure at all either.
Oh boy. Well, that was fun. Are we kind of at the wrap up point here?
We're at the wrap up point. It's 20 after 6.
We got only about 10 minutes.
And so we can get on out of here. So let's start with Miss Jenny. What are your thoughts about tonight?
I just had a rip-roaring good time. These incels are just a barrel of laughs. They could just light up the entire planet with their perky it's really sad. I mean, these guys really got a long way to go to understand how to socialize and that I think they exist mostly because they've all banded together as people who don't understand socialization and accept with each other because they're mirror images of each other.
Yep, pretty much. Miss Aimee, what did you think of tonight?
My goodness, we've got some good ones in there.
Yeah, I tried to be a little bit diverse with them. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you. That was awesome. The guy that was eyeing the woman's boobs and comparing her like breeding dogs or horses or farm stock, for crying out loud, was ridiculous. She's not a horse, dear. She's a person, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. It's amazing how they treat people like they're animals instead of a person like themselves who has hopes and dreams and opinions and thoughts and everything.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. But I had a lot of fun tonight. And thank you so much, Jenny, for coming on. We always love having you here.
Absolutely.
Well, it was fun as usual.
Good.
I'm glad I finally sobered up.
Yeah. Yeah. Laughing does that, doesn't it? Kind of sobers you up.
It helps.
Oh, Miss Crafty, would you like to comment on tonight?
I think we have found the cesspit of ridiculous. Christ almighty, the lad in the car, do you know the lad in the car is going to evolve into Cece? That's his future. That is his future. But you know,
which lad though, the one driving shirtless or the first one? The one with the hoodie.
The one with the hoodie, definitely is Cece.
Not the stolen dollar store panty.
The guy with the stolen. Oh, jeez, he gives a bad name to stoners, doesn't he? Except I don't think he's stupid enough to be high. But here's the thing. I think what we've learned tonight is if you treat people with respect, they will do the same to you. And the fact of the matter is, every single one of them in that video had no self-respect and no respect for other people. Right. No regard. And so what they got back is basically shit. And that's what they deserve. So I'm happy that we came here tonight and just slagged the fuck out of them because that's what they deserve.
That's it. That's it. Sai, you want to chime in about tonight?
Yeah, just, the basic usual for these kind of, idiots. It's just sad, that these people have no idea how to be decent human beings. And it seems like they don't care to know or have the mentality to realize that they need to change themselves, no self-reflection at all. Right. But yeah, they definitely humor is not their forte for sure.
No, not at all. Not at all. And Bull, I forgot you in the very beginning, Bull. I apologize. What did you think of tonight?
I think MGTOWs have, it's a personality issue, to be sure. That it's not necessarily a bad thing because at least we can identify it's a personality issue. The problem comes in where they don't do anything about it anyway. It's like you have to, self-reflection, be able to look in a mirror and look at yourself instead of projecting all your flaws on everyone else. And that's exactly what they do.
Right. Yep. It's amazing. And then they're so narrow-minded with everything that everything's a certain thing, and that's it. We
have a great little comment in the chat. Mr. Elite says, "What makes y'all think you're so fucking great?" Well, we don't call ourselves Mr. Elite to start with.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Elite says we don't owe y'all shit. We never said you do, but what you do owe anyone that you're interacting with is a basic level of respect. If you can't do that, don't expect it back. Right. That's all we're saying.
Respect is reciprocal.
Exactly. If you act
And
like
if,
a
you, and
twerp,
if you
you're
want
going
to
to
have
get
a,
treated
and
like
if you
a
want to have a
twerp.
discussion with a group, you don't start out by offending them with your opening line of what makes people think they're so great.
And
You're an
also,
idiot.
Then why are you making a video about us? We're not making a video about you. We're commenting on videos other people did.
Wait,
We didn't make the
was
video.
Mr. Elite, was one of your videos one that we showed tonight? If not, shut the
Right.
fuck up and go to bed.
yeah, and Mr. Elite, please try not starting a conversation with pronouns, because pronouns reference things that have been already referenced, and we don't know what the
So
fuck you're talking about.
Let's just point out that Mr. Elite here, his description of his YouTube channel says, "Want to buy me a beer" with his PayPal link.
This is not what your title says. What does our title say? You don't know what kind of show you're on,
destroying
dude.
MGTOW losers and their bullshit.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He wants to be a child. Let him be a child. Good night, lads. Good night.
God.
Go back to sleep, Mr. Elite.
That's right.
Yeah,
Go to
you're
sleep.
late to the show anyway.
can I block him?
Yes. If you want, huh?
No. Don't do that.
Oh,
Don't do that.
No, we're not going to do that. He said bye, so maybe he's leaving.
Where we stand is like we give them enough shit, so allow them to say what they want in the
excuse me,
chat because their words
Mr.
can't
Elite,
hurt us.
Yeah, now he's getting a little hostile.
Please
Either
be
way,
respectful. Please
Yes.
be respectful.
Yep.
Otherwise, you will get banned and blocked. We don't want to do it, but if you do get disrespectful, we will deal with it.
Also,
Mr. Elite, I promise I will never ever have a MGTOW in my mouth. I
Yeah,
promise.
I'm pretty sure
I won't either.
Thank you.
I won't either. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh
Do-
dear.
And who are,
Vishanti had to.
I was just gonna say, Mr. Elite, Vestafria gotcha, but
He got timed out.
You got timed out, and just to say this, you don't tell other people's YouTube to keep subjects out of their mouths. If you don't like it, fucking don't watch. Go away.
Okay. Vishanti had to drop out early. I guess her sister called, so she let us know she'll drop out early, so she's not here. So we are going to say thank you all for coming.
Absolutely.
It's always nice to come.
Jenny, thank you for coming again. We'd love to have you as a guest. So be prepared for another time, okay?
Okay, I can do that.
Of course. Perfect. And we are going to say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good
night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
I'm waving.
Yeah, we're waving at you. If you can't see us, we are waving.